Hey guys, make sure to subscribe and turn notifications on for more Team Wars content. Hello everyone and welcome to the Sakku interview from X Factors. We are joined here by Sakku himself as well as the interpreter, which is also the team owner of X Factors, Kiruma. Say hello guys.
Hello everyone, I'm Kiruma.
Hello, I'm sakku.
We have a couple of topics to discuss today. As with every interview, we will be having the expectations going into the Week 4 match, what went during the Week 4 match, the expectations for the Week 5 match, and this time around we will also be having the analysis portion, or the meta-analysis portion, as well as a few topics about the KC Cup. So let's get started with the match report. So, going into Week 4, you guys were actually 1-2 within the division, which is also seemingly quite a hard division with now 2 4-0 teams, completely unbeatable by the point of Week 4. So, Legends is actually was on the opposite side, being one of the few teams that could not gather any win, despite having some matches that were pretty close. Even with this one, which was seemingly in their favor up until Sakku came in. So, guide me a bit through your preparation and perhaps some of your deck choices for this match.
あれだね、さっき言った通り、レジェンズと戦うときに今どういう準備してましたかっていう話です。特にデッキの組み合わせとかに関して。
お相手の方がですね、あらかじめデータでちょっと確認させていただいたんですけれども、結構ガイアっていうテーマが好んで使っているのと、あとやっぱり今の環境で言えばオノマトは、結構パワーを持って、強いデッキだったので、この2つを重点的に見たような形で、オーダーを組んでいました。で、うちのオーダーでですね、組み合わせが3種類しかなかったんですけど、月光プラストラミット、オノマトプラスサンドラっていうのが、非常に強い組み合わせだなっていうふうに感じておりまして、相手の、方の使う、ガイアに対しては、オノマト、を当てるような想定で、相手の、オノマトに対しては、月光と、あとサンダラっていうテーマを用意して、この2つで、絶対に、取ってやるぞっていうところで、構えておりました。で、月光プラストラミットっていうのが、実はこれサイバーに対して共通の弱点があるんですけども、3週間これまで戦っていた中で、もう相手の方にサイバーを使っている方がいらっしゃらなかったっていうのも確認しておりましたので、ここが、強い組み合わせだなっていうふうに感じておりましたって感じでいいんですかね。
はい。はい。Success. Looking at the past data of Legends, I mean their lineup, we came to the conclusion that they often used Gaia and Onomat. So we have to careful those decks. That's why we chose Lunarite and Triamids. Two persons used Despair and Onomat plus Sandy Dragon. And with these decks, we were going to counter Onomat and Gaia. By the way, the pair of Lunarite and Triamid is especially weak against Cyber Dragon. So we were frightened by Thunder Dragon. We wished never use Cyber Dragon. But it turned out they did not use Cyber Dragon. So we were just lucky. That's it.
All right, so that's an interesting pair that you often may not see nowadays, with so many like Onomat plus another deck type of pair. And Trimid and Lunalight is especially like countering those onomats, and also
Yeah.
having something against Gaia, which, as you
Yeah.
noted, these two were the most used decks from the Legends.
Yeah.
And well, the starter, maybe it didn't pay off much, but later on Zelu did do his job with getting
Yes.
2 wins and setting Sakku up for success with Thunder Dragon and Onomat when they had little counter decks remaining.
Yes.
And yeah, that went well, but as you noted again, with the pair being especially weak to Cyber Dragon,
We were frightened.
yeah, turned out just fine in the end for you.
Yeah.
A little bit more about Saku's streak, perhaps. Does he remember how his games went, how it felt to be the 4th player being sent in and trying to get as many wins as possible with a streaky pair of Thunder Dragon and Onomat?
サックに質問なんですけど、So the Hazy, your question is?
My question is a bit more information about the games that Saku played. How were they like, and what went through his mind when he did manage to go 6-1?
サックが、最終的に6-1で試合を締めましたけれども、その試合してる時はどうでしたかとかっていう質問ですね。
いや、試合してた時はもう一戦一戦もう勝つのに必死で、とにかく、練習で行っている最適解っていうのを踏めるように、心がけて、一試合一試合集中して、戦わせていただきました。で、お相手の方も非常に、強い方ばかりだったので、非常に苦戦したんですけれども、なんとか一試合一試合ですね、ちょっと苦戦しながらも、取り切ることができて、ほっとしたっていうところが一番です。
Success. He just concentrated on every game. He got nervous to play Thunder Dragon and Onomat, but finally it went very well.
Yeah, I can see Saku thankfully did well, and even with those 3 onomats towards the end, it all resulted in his wins. So congratulations on that.
To my opinion, Saku practices really hard every day. So I think he will be better at Onomat and Thunder Dragon than other people, other ordinary people. I think.
That's that's
he
interesting.
A lot. Yeah.
So yeah, because of his practice and his meta knowledge, it's safe to put him as the one streaky player with Thunder Dragon and Onomat. Right. So we can move on to actually the meta analysis. We can take a look at that, and you guys were contributors to the Trimed and Lunalight sections of it, partially, without counting the Onomat and Thunder Dragon parts of the meta-analysis. So you've already lent your thoughts about the Trimed and Lunalight pair, but what do you think about Trimed as a deck? Like, do you like it as a starter? Do you like it as a deck to send in? And if so, to what?
今、環境について、話すんですけれども、特に、分布はね、今、画面で見ている通りになってるんだけど、特にトラミットについて聞きたいと。で、うちは今回、XF は今回、スターターとして、トラミットを使ったりしたわけですけれども、環境におけるトラミットの位置というか、どういうふうに便利なのかとかっていう話を聞かせていただけるとっていう感じ。
なるほどです。 了解しました。まあ今、トラミットっていう話だったんですけど、まあ環境をまあ語る上では多分オノマトって多分外せないところになってくると思うんですけれども、まあ今オノマトが一強環境であるところからミラーに寄せた構築っていうのが非常に増えているように、感じてます。で、このミラーに寄せることによって、まあ、何が起こるかっていうと、まあ、他のテーマ、まあ、結果、オノマトがミラーに寄せたことです。刺さりにくい札になっているテーマが、まあ、上がってくるっていうふうに感じておりまして、まあ、その中でもデッキパワーが高いテーマっていうのが、僕の中では、まあ、サンドラ、だったりとか、まあ、テックジーナスとか、そういったもろもろのデッキになってくるんですけれども、まあ、そういったものが、思い浮かんできてます。で、まあ、そこら辺に対してですね、まあ、強く出れるテーマ、まあ、トラミットっていうのが、今上がったんですけれども、そのトラミットっていうのが、まあ、オノマトに強い月光ですとか、まあ、サンドラに対して、非常に有効であること。で、まあ、オノマトに対しても、今、サイクロンっていうのが、非常に、採用率が落ちてて、まあ、禁じられた清掃っていうようなカードが増えてきているので、まあそういった、オノマトに対しても、まあ、5分以上、まあ、50% 以上の勝率が出せるっていうふうに感じて、おりますので、まあ、ここが、まあ、トラミットを先発で使うのであれば、今週が、使いどころだったんではないかなと、感じてます。っていう感じでいいですか。
ウィス、ありがとうございます。
はい。
Tuck says, everything depends on the build of Onomat. The more the number of Onomat increases, the more they have to care for the mirror match, Onomat mirror match. So the build is changing, especially when they care for Onomat mirror match. They come to use not Cyclone but Lance. So considering this change, Thunder Dragon or Tech Genus is going to be more powerful, and considering the change of the meta, we think Sack thinks Trimit can play better in that meta.
Yeah, I agree. If the Onomat build is always changing to account for other Onomat or perhaps Thunder Dragon, other decks such as the ones you listed, especially Trimid, can maybe take advantage of that change and have that little bit of plus in the matchup and get the win. All right.
So plus, if Onomat increases, they come to use Lunar Light. So Trimid can defeat Lunar Light, he says. So that's why he thinks Trimid is more and more effective in the current meta.
Yeah, that's interesting to hear about the Trimid taking maybe the Luna Light matchup into account as well, which is the one to counter Onomat in the first place. That's very interesting to hear. So the next topic will be about the division. So your next match will be up against XO, who has been to be expected as a powerful team within the division, and they currently have the same score as you, 2-2. Obviously it's too early to say because of the KC Cup and the bye week as a whole stopping the Team Wars related activities perhaps, but how are you going to prepare going into the week 5 match?
OK。ですね。次は、この、チームウォーズの、ディビジョン内の話でして、次のうちのね、X ファクターズの相手が、XO と、X 仲間ですね。X フレンズですけど、そのチームに対して、どういう準備をしてますかというか、する予定ですかっていう感じですね。なんかあれば。
XO さんも結構、有名なプレイヤーばかりで、今回の KC でも、非常に結果出す方が多いんじゃないかなと思ってます。その中でやっぱりその KC で結果を出してきたテーマによって、環境が動いてくると思うので、そこの結果っていうのは、追いかけていきたいですし、僕らももちろん走る予定になってますので、その中で環境の動きっていうのを体感していきながら、今後の、練習だったりとか、対策っていうのは、練っていきたいなと思ってます。まだちょっと、来週その KC に入ってみないと、ちょっとわからない部分になってるので、今のところもそんな感じかなと思ってます。
はい。Success, everything depends on the result of KC Cup. XO has several famous players. They are really competitive. So we have to be careful and prepare too much for the next match. But usually the meta changes after the KC Cup due to new ballast. So far we do not have any plan for the next match because of the KC Cup, because the upcoming KC Cup does not started. So we are going to prepare for the next match, looking carefully at the result of KC Cup.
All right. Yeah. This KC Cup is going to be huge for a couple of the teams because it reveals some decks that may have been used by some of the players, including the ones on XO, including the ones on X Factors if you plan to also go for top 100 or top 10. So both of the teams can prepare for each other that way if both teams are going for the achievement. So you touched a bit on the KC Cup subject. So just shortly, how many players from your team is going to take this KC Cup, which probably will be the last time we will see stuff like Onomat and decks like that being very good.
うちどれぐらいの人が KC 出るんだろう。
どうですかね。ざっくり登録してる人はほぼ走れないんかな。
登録してる人はほぼ走れない？
走れるんじゃないかなと思って、けどちょっと私自身がいつもよりちょっと走れないのでどうかなとは感じてますけど。
サックは走れない日があるの？
明日と日曜日がちょっと一日潰れそうですね。
金曜
だからフルでいけるのが土曜日と月曜日はフルでいけるんで半分ぐらいですね。
Okay. Most of our members will play in KC Cup especially those who participate in Team Wars. I mean, the roster member, all of the roster member will play in KC Cup. But Sak, he cannot play on Friday and Sunday. Only on Saturday and Monday he can play KC Cup. So sad. That's
Yeah, so it's safe to say he will probably try his best on Saturday, and maybe that's it.
yeah.
I see. So it's all right to hear that maybe all of the Teamworks team of X Factors will try hard in this KC Cup, and I wish good luck to everyone.
Thank you. KC カップ頑張ってくださいということです。
ありがとうございます。
He said thank you.
And I believe that would conclude the interview. So thank you once again, Kiruma and Saku, for coming in. And if you have any parting words before we close out.
これで、インタビューを終わりにするんですけども、最後に何か、
はい。
なんか言ってくれれば、本当に何でもいいです。
なんか、そしたら、まずはちょっとこのような機会を設けていただいてありがとうございました。私たち X ファクターズはですね、今シーズンで4シーズン目でしたかね。
多分そうだ。
そうですよね。で、1シーズン目で、一応準優勝って形で、結果を残せた分はあるんですけれど、それ以降が、ちょっとなかなか、苦戦しておりまして、2シーズン目、3シーズン目、プレーオフに上がることができなかったので、今シーズンはちょっと頑張って、上がりたいなと、思ってますんで、何卒よろしくお願いします。はい。
OK. Success. Thank you for giving us such an opportunity. We really thank Hazy. And this is the fourth season for X Factors in Team Wars. In the first season, we left a good achievement. I mean, we were running up. But after that, we couldn't make it to playoffs. So in this season, we tried best, and this time we want to come to the top of the Team Wars. Thank you.
Thank you as well, and I wish you good luck with the upcoming performances. So thank you once again, guys, and see you on to the next interview. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Duel Links Taiwan interview, the one with Snow. We are also joined here today by Vodka for Free, as well as the interpreter CoreGG. Say hello, guys.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, it is CoreGG.
And we will be having a segment with all of these players from Duel Links Taiwan, including some of the managership today. And the best way to get started would be with a match report. So, during week 4, you faced one of the new teams within Team Wars who perhaps haven't done the best thus far, because going into week 4, they were 0-3, and you managed to also get this win, which not only puts you in that 3-1 spot within quite a hard division, but also it was somewhat convincing, especially towards the last leg of the match report. So, because Stellar Trace is a new team, maybe you didn't have the most info on them, but tell us how you prepared for this match.
Okay. Basically, we gathered
or the previous from the previous week's information that we had. We reviewed. We saw that they like to use like weird decks, like Christian's Tech Genius. It was like weird at the start, and we decided to start with Harpies because of that. We thought it would be good. And other than that, they didn't like that much like Thunder Dragons, Onomat. Like they used the various decks, not like the same one. No. So we prepared also various decks to counter them.
All right. Yeah, that does seem true. They didn't utilize many doubles of decks, you can say. I can see just the Thunder Dragon and you could even argue the Onomat, but it was the different variation Gagaga, which is the one with no draw and a lot more traps. And yeah, well, the strategizing paid off, especially towards the latter end of the match report, because as we can see, Snow did manage to win 7 victories from the whole match. So if he can guide us more a bit through all of those matches, it would be interesting to hear.
Basically at the start with Harpies, I'm not gonna lie, we got like a pretty good hand against Thunder that didn't draw well at all. Then it was like they repeated because they realized, okay, we bricked, so we gotta go again. It was like okay, then we had like Mirror, like again we won because of the hand. The Gaia, they just countered. Onomat when we sent, they basically top decked. We got like, we had to repeat it. It was our best choice. Then they sent Onomat Mirror is like whatever. Then we had like a big conversation what we should send next. And to be honest, I was thinking sending Cyber Dragons when everyone else was thinking send TG Dino. Our TG Dino was actually prepared more for Thunder Dragons other than Onomats. But it was actually our best choice to send against Onomats. So I was like, okay, let's send TG. And it was like a good deck also to streak with. We sent it, it worked out, and somehow it lost against Thunder, whatever. Then we had like Cyber Dragon. We saw it doing really good in previous weeks, not from us, but like from other teams, and we decided to use it as well. Snow is like very good with them. He used it like in the past also. So we thought it would be a good choice to use them with Cyber Dragons. Yeah, it was his second deck and he just streaked with it.
Yeah, very interesting to hear about the tactics, I guess you could say, behind the deck selection. For the first 2 players, I guess it was, well, obviously the starter Reese did his job, went 2-2, whatever, and then Angel came in with the first counter pick. Didn't work out, you had to repeat. But then Snow, after that long conversation, getting out a streak with not just TG Dino, which isn't exactly known to streak much, but also with Cyber Dragon to seal the deal when they had little to no decks remaining to counter the Cyber Dragon. It worked out very well in your favor. If we can also hear some words from Snow, maybe one of the games, if he remembers, just any experience.
Snow 他想问你说，就是你对于那天的几场比赛有没有任何一个记忆，或是有什么经验要分享，或是对于使用牌组有什么心得之类的？
就是当天 TG 其实我的状况没有到很好，就是时间一直都是很紧凑的情况下，但是很幸运，就是说最后都能把握住对面的一些细节没有掌握好，然后能拿下比赛。对 ，TG 的部分是这样。
好，那还有电子龙。 要不要讲一下电子龙？
电子龙算是就是在比赛前，就是最后才决定换上。然后当然，这副牌我是蛮有自信的，那也很顺利的，当天都是一直手牌都很好，就很顺畅的拿下比赛，这样。
Okay. Snow said TG is a deck that's suitable for teamwork format and need to play very carefully and need to care about time out. And in fact, in that game, in that day, few games, Snow almost time out, but his opinion gave him many chances to let him win and let him strike. And the Cyber Dragon is a type of deck to observe whether it is suitable for user. And Cyber has won many games for him, so he is still believe Cyber will win for him. And in fact, we were just let Snow play Harpy as the second deck, and we just changed in the last seconds, then changed to Cyber because Snow said he has more confidence about the Cyber, so just changed to Cyber, and he did it very well.
Yeah, we can all see that Cyber Dragon did do very well indeed for the team, and it's also interesting to hear about the specifics behind the TG Dino being quite a newer deck in the meta as a whole, not just Team Wars. Maybe most people don't have the experience of the matchup required, be it if you are the user of the TG Dino deck or if you're the opponent of it, and maybe Stellar Trace did lack some of that TG Dino experience, even though we know that they have two users of this deck with AQ and Zywo respectively. Zywo utilizing it in fact as the last duel. So yeah, it's interesting to hear about that. Next up, we can talk about the meta analysis a bit. So just a bit more words about Cyber Dragon, considering it was somewhat of a successful deck, as you can see, even though it only had 13 representations. It did do well against Thunder Dragon, seemingly. So what's the usual deck you would send Cyber Dragon into?
As a perspective of manager like who sends, I would probably send it to decks with back rows, like control decks, let's say Trimid. And the Gaia, I guess, also. The thing about Harpies is Harpy / Dragon.
Right, and yeah, I guess that's mostly what Cyber Dragon should be sent into, right? The back row decks. It's also quite a fast deck, so it's probably not gonna outlive most of the time. So it's best to just end the duel as early as possible. In that case, we can move on to the division, which we have on the screen right now. So Zexal Field Division, with 4 teams in the top 4 that have 3 wins. You guys being the last one within this top 4. So your next opponent is a pretty fearful opponent from some seasons ago, Forbidden Memories, who currently aren't having the best of seasons. Maybe if you would like to disclose this, Vodka, what's your preparation going to be against them? Are you perhaps even going to utilize the upcoming KC as a way to prepare against them?
Okay, so like I doubt like the meta is going to change after the KC Cup. I think everything will stay the same. We can use like the previous information as well we can use the KC Cup information. I'm pretty sure that they'll top, so we'll see them. Because the format is pretty close, like Team Wars, KC Cup, no side. We also base our tactics around the players, but it's harder against Forbidden Memories because they have like access to anything, almost, I guess.
Alright, so in other words, you're just gonna wait and see maybe a bit more from them and choose that in the upcoming weeks after the KC Cup is done.
Yeah, right now we're like more focused on KC Cup also.
Right.
We are also gonna play. And,
that's a very good segue into the KC Cup preparation stage of the interview. So, tell us a bit more about the KC Cup, how you feel maybe on this being probably the last time we will be seeing Onomats really good, and maybe how many team members from Duel Links Taiwan are intending to play and even top, obviously.
I didn't count like how many, but I'm pretty sure like around like 8 members at least are going to really play hard. One of them is going to be me. I predict Onomat is like, okay, it is going to be good, but I also like prepare people. I mean, I think people will prepare for Onomat doing good still tech various cards against it. Also, fast decks, like in general, doesn't have to be Onomat specific. Just fast decks is going to do better than slower decks, like let's say Triamid, like stall decks, you know.
Yeah.
Like Sidra is going to be much like a better choice than just Triamid or Thunder. We are still going to see Thunder top, but much less than like the faster decks. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the trend mostly will stay consistent with the faster decks being more utilized to gain more points on a faster basis. All right.
Yes, yes, that's basically, yeah.
All right. Yeah, and I believe that would conclude the interview. So thank you everyone for joining in, and see you on the next one.
Right, and here we have an interview from Jimmy of SunClan, who helped his team come back from an 8-7 deficit, going 3-1 with Thunder Dragons and Harpies to close out the win. Hashtag very strong. Is new to the league. Say hello, Jimmy.
Hello, everyone.
So that war was pretty exciting. How did the prep go into that? Do you like Thunder Dragons and Harpies as a pairing?
So we had Thunder Dragons because my deck combos were to counter deck whatever they had, because they had a rogue deck guaranteed since they brought one every week. So I had the Thunder Dragons for Onomats mainly, because we thought they were going to have that behind the Evil Eyes or Trimits or whatever. And then I had the Harpies for... Wait. Yeah, I had the Thunder Dragons for Onomats, and then I had the Harpies for the back row decks.
Alright, so you guys, that's some good planning. You guys notice hashtag like to play those, Harpies. I mean, the Evil Eye treatment, so you have the Harpies in the back to be able to take on the rogue picks, which was really nice for you guys. And it did actually end up working out for you perfectly as you guys intended. They did try to bring in Triamid onto Thunder Dragons, and you were able to close out that win.
We got one microwave APK win.
The microwave APK, yeah. We'll go over those in a bit. So going into the match, you're looking over it. Sperific had a really good lead for you guys. 3-2, solid with Onomat. Great player there, Sperific. But then hashtag made a nice comeback in the middle. How were you feeling? Were you feeling nervous going into the match? Is this your first time you've played for SunClan this season?
Oh, this is the second time.
Oh, the second time. first time?
The first time I went 1 and 2. Like, I was the last person again, and then, like, we just got doo-dooed on.
Oh, so this is the Jimmy redemption arc here?
Yeah.
So going into this match, you were down, your team was down 8-7. Were you nervous going into this?
So the Thunders wasn't so scary, because I knew I can get a win with it. It was just like, with Harpies in the back, it was pretty bad, because I think if they had another Onomats, I would have to open pretty godly to compete against it.
Does hashtag like
or
to
if they had
pair?
TD, if they had TD also, I would have got. It would be a grind game too.
Yeah, that makes sense. Does hashtag like to pair their trio mid with Harpies? Because we didn't get to see their second deck due to the repeat.
I can't see the reports, so I don't know at the moment. But
I can.
every report they just had like they had Onomats, but they didn't have as much as you would think they would. Like we saw maybe like I saw maybe like 3 to 4 in there, and they use other decks mainly, so we weren't that worried. But we're just mainly on like we knew they're gonna have one rogue deck, and then they have some Onomats, and then they have TD. Oh, and I think they had Gaia, but I don't know if they had Book.
They had Gaia. Their rogue picks. Well, they had Shiranui and Triamid as their rogue picks. It seems.
Yeah.
Here. Both did okay for them. Both only got 1 win. I mean, so they kind of did their job, but it wasn't enough. I noticed from hashtag we've only seen 2 Onomat from them. There were 2 repeats, so chances are Onomat was hiding behind at least one of those repeats, for sure. But I guess it was really lucky of you, because your first win with Thunder Dragon, you beat the Onomat. That was pretty simple. And then the second win versus Triamid, that was a disconnect, right?
Yeah, I like fully bricked and he DC'd.
Sometimes you just have those moments. Konami wanted you to win. They turned the microwave.
Yeah.
They turned the microwave to full power.
Yeah, I have the match report now. So I drew like aloof with Duo and Hawk. So it was an okay hand, but against Triamid, I wouldn't have lived another turn if I didn't get a levy or something.
Yeah, and if they opened, pretty solid Triamid hand, it would be very tough for you to deal with. So you did get lucky there. Because if their Triamid beat you, you would have to go to Harpies next, and you would probably win versus Triamid, but who knows what their second deck is.
Yeah.
You would have to get lucky. On a day, your mini close had a little luck, but
yeah, we take those.
Take those for sure. Yeah, I mean, pretty good for you. And then Harpies versus Triamid, I remember watching that on the TV. That was also, it wasn't like a sweep for you, was it? It was a pretty close match, if I recall.
No, it was a sweep. I didn't open Nest, but my hand was so good, there's no way I could have lost. Gotcha. I had Harpy Lady 1, I had Perfumer, I had Egoist in hand, and then I had, I think, one other card. I don't know if it was good enough, but I think I had like 1 book, or maybe I think I passed, I'm pretty sure, but I searched the Pot of Greed card, and then I got the 1 back row pop. And then the next turn, I got my other Egoist, and then I just won the game.
Oh, nice, yeah. Pretty great win. I know the chat was super excited to see Jimmy popping off going 3-1 and favorite.
I did have a book. I did open book, because I had a set.
Always open book. That's how you win. So for Thunder Dragon and Harpies, do you like that combo as a pair, or do you feel you only brought it because of hashtags decks? Would you have brought it to like a different war?
No, not really. Harpies was just for their back row decks. We never brought Harpies other than that. We might have, but I might be wrong, but we never brought Harpies.
Okay. But yeah, you only brought it because you were anticipating the Triamid or the Evil Eye.
Yeah.
Or even the
That's
TGs.
literally it. Just for the back row decks.
Right. But you like Thunder Dragons, right? That's one of your most played decks, I believe, now, right?
Yeah, Thunder Dragons is a good deck. I like.
Yeah, one of the solid deck. You like Sark better than the Charge version, I assume?
Yeah, I never tried the Charge version, but the Sark one's it's better overall, because it's just not RNG.
It's more consistent.
You can play more.
I know Charge was big before, but it really was just kind of like Saki. Just kind of had to, it was either you get lucky or you don't, really, when it came to playing Charge. but Sarkov is a lot more consistent.
Old one or the new one?
Well, like, I've noticed that Charge has really just kind of fallen off a lot in terms of Team Wars. It used to be played more in the earlier weeks, but now everyone has pretty much switched to Dark versions.
Yeah, the Charge is just high rolling for Levy turn 2.
Yeah, it's not really worth it, especially in Team. You can't be affording those losses like that just because you rolled poorly. So other than Harpies, what do you like to pair with Thunder Dragon? Just standard stuff like Onomat or whatever?
Yeah, basically just X deck and then Onomat. That's just how the meta is.
Yeah. The last week is Zexal. You excited for the new world?
I'm excited for the new world box. I know pendulums are going to be really bad, but since it's like a boost to all the decks, I don't expect good pendulums at the start, but I have high expectations for the new extra deck cards we're going to get and maybe decks.
Absolutely, because usually whenever they introduce a new summoning mechanic, it's pretty bad for the first few months.
Yeah.
And then they make it good. Like, Synchros were bad for a while. XZ were bad for a while. It's going to be the same thing here with pendulums, I bet.
Yeah. Also, and we can get more cards too. I just remembered.
Yeah, there's a lot of cards. You know, that, like, because we had the same thing happen with XYZ. We were able to get, like, in Noble Knights, we were able to get Merlin, stuff like that.
And we got that UA card.
The UA card that just mentions, like, XYZ. So that's pretty cool. Hopefully we'll get some cool cards for pendulums. I like it more when they buff decks as opposed to killing other ones.
Yeah.
Power could be fun. I think pendulums are going to be pretty weird with only... Because if you want to play pendulums, you only get one spell in Trap Zone.
Yeah, that's not so good.
Start running Fire Formation Gyoku to lock that trap down and shut down their whole back row.
Nah, I don't know. Like, I think people they might or might not do it, but Twister might become relevant.
Oh yeah, Twister seems really cool. Just like, holy cow. Like, cause Twister's the one that you can activate turn 1 from your hand, right?
Yeah, you can. Oh, no, I'm talking about the quick play one, but yeah, that trap one too, yeah, you just said it, yeah. The trap one, you can activate that too now, I just thought about that.
Yeah, it's like your opponent has to have 2 face-ups, but if they want a pendulum summon, they need 2 face-ups. That would be pretty
And then you can just chain it, and then there goes that card.
Yeah, those would both be pretty good tags. A lot of...
Wow, okay.
Kind of reminds me of trying to counter, like, Ancient Gears, trying to stop the face-up field spells.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll go in and we'll talk about the standings real quick, because now you guys are up 3-1, feeling really good after that win. If you had lost that match, you'd probably be in 4th or 5th place right now, looking at the RD. Looking at the RD, you'd probably be in 4th place if you had lost that match. You guys are 3-1, winning record. How are you guys feeling about playoffs now? You guys are in a tough division.
I don't think they're not really looking at that yet. They're still looking at who we have to play. Like,
1 week
let
at
me
a time.
see who we played
You
so
play
far.
rookies next week?
We played CWD, Garuda, and Hashtag, right?
Yeah.
And then we still have to verse all these other teams.
Yeah, and
Which are the higher up teams.
Yeah, CWD, Garuda, and Hashtags are the bottom 3 in your division, so you still have a lot of tough matchups to go.
Yeah, I would say maybe that'll be looking forward to after we beat all these teams.
After the next few weeks, see how because you guys are against rookies next week. I'm sure you guys are preparing super hard for them. It's going to be an interesting match.
I don't know about Claw Clan that much. I've seen them, but I don't know about them as much. But I know that most of these teams that we have to face in our original 7 weeks, and the Uchihas will be harder weeks than before.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys have had somewhat of an easy schedule. Still, not easy games for sure, but you guys still have some of your toughest opponents to face in the upcoming weeks. See how Sun managed, because Sun Clan has a lot of new players this season from a lot of teams. How's the team there? You liking it?
I like the people from Smogon. They're cool.
Sun Clan seems like a fun clan to watch, or fun team. I'm excited to see you guys play rookies. It's gonna be a tough match.
Yeah, that one we're going to be prepping a lot this week for. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to play because of the time zone.
Yeah, it's a tough time zone, especially
they're going to be doing a lot of work for it.
But I'm definitely looking forward to watching it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll take a quick look at the meta analysis here, just so we can see what kind of decks Hashtag brought. Because they brought The unorthodox decks they brought were Shiranui, TG, and Triamid, which have all fared like not so well. Team Wars, so it's unfortunate for them. They're all around the 50. But yeah, nothing much to say about the meta here. It's interesting. What do you think is the best Team Wars deck? Curious.
Onomat.
Yeah, Onomat.
Probably also. I don't have the chart pulled up.
Oh, I can share my
screen.
I
have it now.
Go ahead.
Oh, you're sharing your screen?
If you want me to.
Let me see.
You can tell here. Right now, most of the decks are around a 50% win rate. Onomat is the highest. Onomat and Gaia are the two best for decks that have had a lot of games. Cyber Dragon and Fire King have done well, but they also haven't played in too many games. So,
I'd say like TD's pretty good when
TG's
when
also
you don't
above
break.
50% win rate. TGs are so annoying. Every time I watch them, I'm always like amazed by what they can do.
Yeah, that one guy in the the FM game, the one week that I casted, he went 3-0 with it, and I was like, damn, that's pretty good.
Exciting to watch. Other than that, nothing else to say. If you want to give any shout outs, any final words, feel free to give them right now.
Just shout outs to Sun Clan for picking me up on the team. Yeah, and that's about it.
Sounds great. Thank you for coming. Those of you guys, thanks for watching this special edition of Team Talks. Look forward to catching you next week to the upcoming matches.